yeah, if you guys haven't read this play, it is so good. Beyond the Horizon, Eugene O'Neill. It was his first play. He won a Pulitzer for it. So if you guys are super into theater and plays and acting, if you're an actor yourself, let me know. All that bullshit. Let's talk about this because this is a great play and I'm doing a scene for class. So that's why I'm doing this. All right, yo. What is up? So today we're going to be doing some acting work. So I have got my my script right here, Beyond the Horizon, and me and my scene partner Henry are doing the first scene. So if you know the show, it's the first scene with fucking Robert and Andrew. Those are the two brothers. So I've been working on this scene for probably, I want to say, at most 3 or 4 hours. I already knew the play, and I've actually already done the scene once before. That was years ago in college. So my process right now is I'm going to continue reading through the play. I would actually read it here, but I think that's sort of against copyright or something like that. I don't know. And I'm going to read through the play. I'm going to keep reading these scenes because even back when I did it in college, I didn't actually read the entire play. So I need to find all of the given circumstances that Andrew is going through, which is the character that I'll be playing for the first scene. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yep. And then I'll move on to something else. Oh, also, you know what else I'm doing? I was going to stop the camera, but I'm taking notes too. So I think that's an important part. So I'm actually taking notes while I'm reading through it. I'm sort of writing down what the characters are going through, the given circumstances, what the weather's like, what time period, what props are we using in the scene, or what's important to these characters. Maybe certain lines that kind of stick out to me as being like, okay, this character, that is this character. And I'm not doing that for every character. I'm just kind of doing it for Andrew, unless something really sticks out where it's like, okay, this is a given circumstance that Andrew or all of the other characters are actually going to be going through in this world. It's set in the 1920s, so there are some differences for sure. It being 100 years ago, so the things people are going through, the knowledge that people just knew about, and so I'm not gonna get too far into like learning how to freaking plow the fields and sow the crops or whatever, because these guys are farmers, so I don't need to know everything, but I do need to like have enough material in my mind for me to embody the character a little bit more and to build that relationship and that history that he's going through or that he's experiencing. And I would also say that all of that stuff is very heady. So I just need to kind of get a sense of it. So after I read the play, I probably won't. Well, I'm gonna read for probably about 30 minutes, and then I will kind of go into a sort of imagination work. So the studio that I'm at right now, we're kind of doing imagination work. So I'm going to get all of the given circumstances that I've got. I'm going to just kind of read through it. And then I'll maybe spend 5 to 10 minutes just sort of imagining what this character is going through and how he is thinking about life. And maybe I'll be creating some memories that I've had just in this imagination work. And I'm not going to write any of this down. I'm not going to have the script with me. I'm not going to do any of that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I'll come back and talk about what I did today. So I just did my 30 minutes of reading, and I'm not even through scene 2, and I wrote down some bullshit to kind of remember, just general things about the character. And I won't show any of that because but basically what it is, it's like, if you guys want to see that, let me know. But basically it's like quotes from other characters about Andy or the given circumstances of the show. One is like, he's a born farmer and a damn good one. So I kind of wrote that down because that's my dad saying something about me, and it just kind of in the back of my head as I'm sort of preparing for the character and imagining these things, that's important to Andrew's character. It seems kind of obvious when I'm sort of saying why I wrote it down or why it's important, but you guys understand it's like you got to kind of get it in your mind for the character. Yeah, just took a couple notes, read a little bit, and now I'm gonna do some of that imagination work that is sort of new to me. Just kind of like gonna sit for about 15 minutes, maybe 5, 10, not even that long, and just imagine this life in the 1920s in Massachusetts on a farm, and just sort of go very stream of consciousness and imagine this world that this character or me, how I would just live, and these characters. So yeah, I'm gonna do that now, and I'll probably just do one more update after I do my we're calling it like an imagination work. So I'll do that. And again, I'm not using the script at all. I'm taking my notes that I just wrote down. I'm sort of remembering. I know what the scene's about, so I'm going to remember the scene, but I'm not even worried about the actual actions of the scene itself right now. I'm just sort of worried about imagining the life of the character before the scene actually happens. Cool. All right. See you in a bit. Okay, so I just did like 7 minutes of just like some imagination work. It sounds just like I'm just gonna be sitting down and just like thinking for 7 minutes, and that's not really what happened. What I did was, and I don't know if this is just the process that I'm kind of discovering for myself, is that what I started with was just like what we call at Stuart Rogers is just an arrival breath. And I kind of did 2 of these, and really what this is, I mean, it's just sort of, and how I interpret it is the breath that makes you aware of what you're trying to do. And this could be used for the beginning of the scene. It can be, and right now what I'm doing it for is for the beginning of my process building and imagination work. So I kind of did 2 of these breaths. I just breathe in through my nose, breathe out through my mouth, and just become aware of the moment in time in which I am in. So it sounds like kind of like meditation, almost like the beginning of a meditation or something. And so I kind of just tell myself, okay, now I'm beginning to work, and now I'm going to begin to think about what this character's life is like, and also imagine things. And the way that I just did it, and how I've sort of been doing it for the past, like, I guess 2 or 3 weeks at this point, is what I did was I sat down in front of my mirror and I just looked at myself, kind of got really just aware of me and my presence and my body. And then I just started thinking about the character. And then I started to think about, okay, who do I want this character to be? Or how can I bring this character out of me, rather than trying to create a character from nothing, creating it from, wait, who is that in the background? Never mind. Just creating it from me. I already, like, just chipping away at parts of me, or just adding a little bit of me, of other things onto who I currently am. That sounds a little heady. You can't really play any of this stuff. This is just like sort of imagination work. This is just stream of consciousness, talking to myself in front of the mirror and saying things like, oh, my brother, I love my brother, or I love Ruth, who is sort of the love interest of this like sort of love triangle in the play Beyond the Horizon, and just sort of seeing where that takes my mind. And some of it was actually me saying it out loud. Some of it was me talking about, okay, what would this guy wear? Okay, I'm outside. I feel good outside. It's one of these characters that's very physical, in terms of stature and presence. But what does that look like when he's emotional. Like, does he get emotional? Like, now I'm sort of also, now that I'm sort of telling you about my experience, this is also part of the imagination work too, because a lot of these things that I'm saying, I'm exploring more. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm done for the day for this character or this scene. So I'm just gonna park it, rest on it, leave it for tomorrow. And tomorrow might be my last day of this sort of imagination work, because right now I'm not working with the text really. I'm not really like learning or memorizing the lines. So I'm gonna try to keep that off until the very end, because at the studio that I'm working at, it's a little bit different as far as like when you memorize lines, or that's sort of called something else. It's called absorption, but we'll get to that. And so now I'm just playing around in my head and just imagining things and creating who this character is, this world that I'm imagining in my head. And then when I get to actual scene rehearsal with my partner Henry next week, and then the week after that, I'll have already been doing this work. So then I can, when I start working on the tech, you know what I mean? Like this is gonna be the process, and so that's what I'm outlining here for you guys. So hope you enjoy. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down below. And yeah, if you guys haven't read this play, it is so good. Beyond the Horizon, Eugene O'Neill. It was his first play. He won a Pulitzer for it. So if you guys are super into theater and plays and acting, if you're an actor yourself, let me know. All that bullshit. Let's talk about this, because this is a great play, and I'm doing a scene for class. So that's why I'm doing this. Hope you enjoy. See you tomorrow.